Well, hello, all you raging, aging beauties. I'm Adventure Jenny, and I'm here to motivate, uplift, and inspire everyone with an emphasis on women in or near the prime. In today's episode, we are going to get ready together. You can check my last video where I took the wig off. Today, no wig. But I did tell you that we were going to get ready together, and the mindset for me is that I work from home. So if you do too, that's the mindset we're going to work on. It's always a good thing to get that cup of coffee, get that motivation going, get yourself dressed, look for something new and exciting to, like, listen to this music. Hear that? Yeah, put some music on. Let's jump right in. Okay, so before I start with all the products, I'm going to start with my thought process. When I get ready in the mornings, especially since I work, like I said, from home, I don't have to impress anyone, but I have to impress me. I'm going to be more productive in everything that I do if I start out with a fun, adventurous way of brightening my day with the music, with the groove, with the coffee, with the things to be grateful for. Start out with your prayer, your meditation, your exercise, your shower, and then get your moisturizers on and get yourself ready. Expand yourself every day. Improving. Self-improvement is an ongoing process, and the success for any life starts with the day. Whether you start your day at night, start your day in the morning, doesn't make any difference, but starting your day with the right attitude is always one of the most important things. Keep your smile, keep your attitude, and get yourself put together. Okay, so to start my face off, I am going to be using e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. And I will say that as I'm sharing all my products with you, keep in mind that we all have different face and skin tones. And so what works for me may or may not work for you. I'm just showing you my examples and how I kind of do it. And I have to try different products frequently if something doesn't work for me. And not only because of sensitive skin, but because of aging skin, right? So, try what works and, do what works for you. I just want you to get ready with me today to see how I do it, first of all, and second of all, so that we can motivate and uplift each other, okay? If you have any tips and tricks that you want to share as far as mindset, makeup, products, or techniques, please drop the comments below. I'm definitely not a professional, so whatever we have to do to help each other out, ladies, let's do it, okay? All right, and then after I get my primer on, I do put some color corrector on the dark areas, as you can see here, around my eyes mostly. You use the red color for dark places on your skin to cover them up. And you want to put that under your concealer and foundation. All right, and then I use my Revlon Candid is my concealer. Okay, concealer, you want it to be lighter than your foundation, so that's what I do. But like I said, the reason that I get myself ready, even though I work from home, you may be wondering, well, why do you bother? Nobody sees you. You can save time and get more work done if you, don't bother with getting ready and such. And, there's some merit to that thought process, but the truth for me is, and I'm pretty sure this is the truth for other people too, you tend to be less productive because you don't have that let's go attitude so much when you aren't dressed and ready to face the world. So I find that I'm a little more productive and ambitious about getting work done when I'm dressed. I hope you can see what I'm doing here, where I'm putting the makeup, the concealer. I'm going to put it under the line because the light color will bring that out and make the puffy parts look more receded if we do it that way. Okay, Then I just blend it all in with my little sponge here. And then I go in with some foundation, and I'm using Maybelline Fit Me. You get whatever color matches your skin tone. And just start applying it here and there and everywhere. All right, now if you want to use contour, you can do that, and I do. And another reason, you know, to get ready is that, you know, by the end of the day is only going to be a lot of memories. So let's make our memories good. All right, I kind of come down here just a little bit on the nose. Myself a little camouflage here for this big old honker. I really don't have a problem with my nose, but I do realize that it is one funny looking nose. And the thing I always tell my daughter when she asks me how I handle this nose, and I say, well, look, nobody else has a nose like me. I don't think anybody can forget me. All right, let's put a little bit of this up here. Your contour, you kind of want to put anywhere where shadows fall. That's the way I kind of look at it. Now, the light corrector or contour color, I kind of put in here. Bring these parts out a bit. Okay. There we go. I don't remember if I put any down the middle of my nose, did I? All right. And then I'm just going to blend that all in with a brush gently. Oh, I did forget a spot. One of my favorite spots to put contour. I want to kind of hide this thing. Oh, mercy. See that? How it lifts and reshapes. Oh, that works wonders. Okay, and then again, just lightly blend. You don't want to make the line disappear, but you do want it blended so that it's not real extremely obvious. And I blend it by brushing up on these on the lines at the side. We hanging together pretty good, girls? Okay, now we're gonna go for some blush. I'm just gonna go for this light peachy color. I think that'll look nice with the browns and blues that I have on today. But I am going to mix a little bit of this rusty sort of color in with it, which is actually an eyeshadow, but I don't care. Okay, and then I'm just going to come right up above that contour line, and I take it, I swoop, give myself some shape. I do start clear up here, or I take it all the way up there, and I give it a deep slant. Some depth. There we go. See there? And then I go back in and I just check my under eye and blot it again. Next, I like to do my eyes, my eyeshadow and eyes, because if there is any fallout from the eyeshadows, I'm going to be using my dark browns and taupes today. But if there is any of that fallout, that way I can brush it off. I do that before I put any finishing powder or anything on my face. So I'm going to work on my eyes next. I'm going to use this darkest color, put it on my brush, and then I just kind of dab it on my hand to make sure that all the excess is off of there. And I use, like I said, I use the powder rather than an eyeliner. It just doesn't seem as harsh to me. And I'm drawing a line almost straight down, not completely in line with my eyebrow, to give myself that lifting look, because I do have hooded eyelids. So I'm going to be giving myself sort of a look that'll hopefully, if I do it successfully, it will camouflage some of that droop rather than me having to wear my lid tapes today. So there's more than one way to hide things. You can hide it with makeup, you can hide it with lid tapes, you can hide it with both, or you can not hide it at all. Just let it shine. I do that sometimes too. Okay, and then I use this same dark color just to very, very, very gently come in under my eyes. I'm going to use the dark brown to do the hooded part of the lid. Now you just kind of come in here and you just do like an arch, a swoopy, swooshy back and forth in this area, okay, just above the crease. Okay. That way when you close your eyes, not close, but when you stop doing the lifted look where you're applying the makeup, that makeup shows and it kind of hides the drooping. See that difference there? How this one, you can still see that drooping, in this one it's a little more camouflage. But if you bring that dark color down too far, you're not going to be able to see it if you've got droopy lids, because the droop is going to cover that up. So you want to put it up above it. It gives it a lifting look. See there? Look at that. Doesn't that look like magic? Amazing. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of the lighter color and just put a little bit up above it. And then I'm going to go in with this nude sort of, well, it's not exactly nude, but the lightest color over here. And I'm going to go in and do the bottom part of my lid. That'll make it stand out a little bit more. Okay, and I kind of do the center, or the corner over also. All right, and then what I like to do is use this, it's a brow pencil. I think this is the shimmery end. And I come up under the brow here. I have not colored my brows yet, but I'm still gonna go ahead and put this because that's where I'm gonna want it anyway. And then I put a little tiny bit up above it as well, like right in here. Give a little accent there. And I think I'm gonna go in with like this brush and I'm gonna soften up this eyeshadow just a bit. I got a little, it was like a little bit blunt. I'm gonna put on my mascara even before I put the finishing powder on. It's L'Oreal Mega Hair Volume. That's what I'm using. And I put just the tiniest bit on the bottom lashes. I don't want them to look gaudy or 80-ish. Gotta love these mascara application faces. Stop laughing. Well, you think I'd never get my makeup done the way I make myself laugh. I hope I'm making you laugh too. Okay. We'd have a good time together, girls. Trust me. There we have a nice thing of mascara. And I just don't typically do false lashes. All right, now I've got Maybelline Fit Me Matte Powder, Finishing Powder is what I'm using. So you really only need a little bit of this, ladies. So now I think we can do our brows and lips. I'll come back when that's done and we'll see what we're gonna do with the hair, okay? Hang tight. I promised in my very first video that I was not going to cut out all of my bloopers, so I do have to share one blooper with you before I proceed. It's real. I just realized when I was applying the red to clean up my dark undertones that I used this Maybelline Jolt, which is lip color. That was supposed to be this LA Girl Pro Conceal Red toner makeup. Okay, so make sure you're reading your products. Hey, it worked, but I do have my lip color under my makeup to conceal the dark spots. But I guess in a pinch, if you ran out of one thing, you could use another. So now you know. And also, I am a fan of not only the more expensive cosmetics, but things from the dollar store. I'm not afraid to try them, and if they work, I will use them. And I am so excited that I found this LA Colors brow pencil in dark brown. I usually use just a real dark brown eyeshadow for my eyebrows. I like that because it's not harsh. But this brow pencil is like a miracle. It's just absolutely beautiful. So, and they were very cheap, unbelievably cheap. So that works for me. Now me, I don't do a lot of, I don't try to make my eyebrows look like the Prime Delivery truck logo like so many people do. Sorry to say that, but I see the Prime Truck Delivery guy. Yeah, that logo, it's shaped like this on the truck. I want my eyebrows to look natural, but now that I'm getting older a bit, they are thinning out and there's a few spots that I just have to fill in. So that's all I do really, is I just fill in what's already there. I don't try to make them look like something that they weren't already, okay? I just go with the natural shape of what's there and make sure there's no big patches jumping out at us. I actually, I think eyebrows enhance everyone's features, but I don't want them to be the showstopper. Okay, so now everything there is done. Let's finish up with some lips. There we go. And then let's put on some Birthday Suit is the color that I'm using here, by, what's the name of this brand? I'm trying to remember. Too Faced. Okay, let's do some Too Faced. I'm not Too Faced, but I love the makeup. Always get the makeup off my teeth if there is any, but that looks pretty good. But, it's not possible to hide it all. We're getting a little bit older, ladies. We're in our prime. Embrace it. We've earned these wrinkles. So, I'm okay with that. I just wish the gray would start growing in. Matter of fact, speaking of that, let's fix this hair up a little bit, okay? Be right back. I get cowlicks right in here, they kind of just, the hair does its own thing. But when you're using the hair dryer, you can comb it, while you're blowing it in different directions, and then back over the other way, and then redirect it from one side to the other. And that will kind of confuse the hair follicles on the cowlick right here. So it's behaving itself more. It's doing what I want it to do now. I will work a little bit on some volume on the sides, but I don't put a lot of volume into the top of my hair except when I'm doing the blowout, because I have the long forehead, So I don't want to accentuate that with a lot of volume on the top. And in the back, you know, back here, I don't like to give it a lot of volume. I mean, I'm a very tall woman as it is. I am 5'9", and the long forehead, I just don't want to look like a big Q-tip. Okay, so I tend to not go with quite as much volume these days. Now, back in the 80s, was a different story. Me and my brothers used to be in a band, and that was loads of fun. I'm also a songwriter. Oh, there's some little tidbits about Adventure Jenny that I'll be sharing more and more as we go. You'll learn about me. But the biggest thing is to learn how to be happy with yourself, love yourself, treat yourself good. You know, I don't always feel like I have to look like an absolute beauty queen, but like getting ready here today is just, you know, my way of showing you that the mindset, the attitude, it all begins with the way you treat yourself first thing, and a little bit of pampering, a little bit of making yourself look presentable. Besides, what if you have a Kodak moment throughout the day that you don't want to jump in on and be a part of that picture, which will become a memory in 20 years from now to look back on? And what if you're not in those pictures because you didn't get yourself presentable? Or worse, what if you go ahead and jump in on that picture and then look at yourself in 20 years from now and say, what was I thinking? Well, you weren't thinking about taking care of yourself if you didn't get yourself ready that morning. So get yourself ready, okay? Get off your ass and get yourself ready. I'm kind of liking it, ladies. I think we've got a look here. All right, now L'Oreal Studio Out of Bed Texturizer. Okay, I get that, just a little bit of it, like so. So now that we got these cute little wispies where we want them, pretty much. Got this Acinia volumizing spray. I like the messy look. It makes me happy. Funny that I put myself all together only to look messy again. But it's still the way the look is supposed to be. It is a put together messy look. Meet Mochi. There we have it, ladies, and you know, I hope you'll stay tuned for my next video. I believe that we're going to be doing something along the lines of hair styles and such, so stick around for that. If you have any comments, put them below. Please hit the like and subscribe button as well as that bell so you'll be notified when I do my next video. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next adventure.